Yo, this is Sal Abruscato of A Pale Horse Named Death, and this is hornsuprocks.com.
We're here at Webster Hall, the first show ever in New York City for A Pale Horse Named Death. I'm here with Sal Abruscato. Last time we talked was at the record release show, and now you've done a lot of touring. So why don't we, before we get into anything else, tell people what's going on as far as like for the last 6 months to now?
Last 6 months, we toured Europe over the summer. Then we just went right into rehearsals, and we decided to schedule another tour in Europe, leaving in January. And in the meantime, we decided to do a debut show in New York City, which we haven't played yet in the city. And we're playing at Dingbats tomorrow night in Clifton. Then I think we're doing another show like right before we leave in Brooklyn, right before we leave for Europe. But that's what's been going on. We've been rehearsing a lot because we, unfortunately, Bobby had commitments with Biohazard. He couldn't continue with us, so we had to replace him with Eddie Heedles. So we were in the studio a little bit rehearsing, making sure we had everything together to do these shows and get tight. Yeah. And
it sounded great tonight,
working
man.
on new music, and stuff like that too, and running life and a family.
Of course. And this European tour, you're gonna visit some different cities.
We're gonna be in the UK for a week. We're doing 2 nights in Ireland, Belfast and Dublin. We're doing London, Wolverhampton, I think Cardiff, Wales, and a couple of others that I can't remember off the top of my head. And we're also going to Italy. We're going to Denmark, Poland. We haven't been there yet as A Pale Horse Named Death. So that's, and along with Germany, Holland, and Belgium, and Switzerland. We've been there already, so Austria.
I'm pretty sure for you going into Italy to present your own, because A Pale Horse Named Death, the first time we talked, this is your project, this is your vision, but you're kind of holding it back for so many years, working with whoever you were working with. But I think that Italian show is going to be pretty special for you.
Yeah, actually, it's in Novara, Italy, which is like the north. It's like an hour away from Milan. And I might have some family that I have in Milan come see me. I also have some friends that live in Como coming out, maybe, hopefully, or maybe their band is opening up or something like that. So it's going to be pretty cool. Yeah, I haven't played Italy all that much, believe it or not. So I'm looking forward to it. That's like in the first week of our tour out there.
And the demand is out there. You just said you're running some new music, or, I mean, can anybody expect any new videos or anything coming from you guys soon? Because obviously the record just came out, but music video-wise,
we're doing tomorrow. We're filming. We're filming for a potential video for "To Die in Your Arms." Right. Might be like live footage mixed with conceptual footage. So we might have a new video in the works pretty soon, starting tomorrow. That live footage is going to be intermixed with conceptual, theatrical footage or whatever, actors and things like that.
It's good that you brought that up, because a lot of people have asked me why A Pale Horse Named Death, and I tell them you got to listen to the record, you got to look at the record. But since they're watching right now, tell me a little bit about the whole concept of what the record represents, because I'm sure it's gonna evolve from here on. But what your debut album represents?
Just represents humanity at its lowest point. Depression, suicidal thoughts, drug abuse, desire to murder. It was like I was going through a low when I wrote the record, which in the end became a high for me and a positive release. And I just touched on things that are factual, some things that aren't factual, some things that are somewhat cinematic in a way, storytelling. But they're all based on experiences of ourselves and people I know and things that have happened throughout, my life.
All the ups and downs.
Yeah,
and it's therapeutic for you.
Depressing, bleak, just down-sounding kind of music turns me on and helps me release my demons. Yeah,
no, it's definitely emotion. I mean, it's cool because unfortunately I couldn't see you before, but it kind of worked out in a way because it's your first New York City show, so I got to see what I
You got
thought.
the full effect.
Yes, the full effect. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And of course, the songs of the record, and you said it on stage. Revolver recognized that one of the best records of the year,
couldn't
and I
believe
completely
that.
agree, man. I listen to it weekly, not
can't-
not just because
really?
you're here, but yes.
I mean, dude, I'm just flabbergasted about that. I saw the list. I saw someone brought the issue tonight. You know, we're lumped up with huge, great bands, and it's just an honor to just be recognized in that way. I had no idea it was going to happen. I was, you know, actually a fan wrote to me and told me, I just got Revolver, and you guys are number 6 in the 20 best albums of the year. And I'm like, no way. So, and I contacted Revolver to confirm it, and I'm just honored. I'm really just honored and proud. I'm proud of the album, proud of the band, proud of myself, proud of Matt, proud of Johnny, Eddie, you know, Eric, and also Bobby's involvement. So it's very cool. It's very cool because I've never been recognized. I don't know when was the last time I did anything that was recognized, you know, by that magazine. So it's cool. It's an honor.
No, and overall, I mean, I just brought it up because you brought it up, but after we talked that day at the CD release show, I heard some of the record. But after that, when you find yourself, you know, because I have, you know, we get exposed to a lot of music as music fans that we are. But then if you're still listening to it on your own without having to go for a review or for any purpose, that means there's something about it. And I can tell you, not only lyrically, obviously conceptually, but sound-wise, what you're doing, and I saw it today on stage, it has a lot of soul, a lot of vibe. It has, as I told you before, it has dynamics. It has a certain effect, and I hope that a lot of your fans from your different projects see that and be like, oh, this was something like that instead of just going for the quote-unquote, like the easy way.
I'll admit it's not for everyone. Some people want to hear, you know, fast music, and that's great.
We all love fast music.
You know, and it's an open book. You know, if people enjoy it, great. If they don't like it, that's okay too. That's their right. You know, and I'm just happy thus far what's been going on. You know, it's somewhat slow but steady incline that's just growing and growing. We haven't played around here that much this year. Since when the record came out, we didn't play around here. So I think it's time, you know, it was good. And then when we come back from Europe, you know, we hope to continue reaching out to the people here in the States and Canada and everywhere else. But it costs money. Costs money to tour. So, you know, without your support and without you buying our album, the demand isn't there. So, you know, the fans are equally just as involved in a band's success, you know, if they believe in it.
Yeah, totally, especially nowadays. Last time we touched upon that, so we won't go back. If you want to go back, just check out the previous interview, but we definitely talk about how it's so important for anybody watching right now to not only go to the shows, but when you see something's coming out, don't just go steal it. Fuck. Buy it, purchase it, believe in it, because if you don't believe in it, then these guys, as you said before, hey, of course you want to play. You would have loved to play New York City 6 months ago, and today was a very special show, but the reason is because of the supply and demand.
Yeah, supply and demand also was time, you know. We got guys in the band that do, you know, other creative things and are involved in other things, so scheduling sometimes gets complicated. You know, you know, Matt works for Lou Reed, and that's a really important job, and sometimes he has to do that. And so things like that. And we all work around each other, and, you know, because we're not kids, and we have a lot of responsibilities. So we're doing the best we can to make it happen, and tonight was obviously the proof of it. You know, we played New York City finally. We had a really great crowd. I couldn't believe, actually, how into it the audience was and singing the words and stuff. It was quite addictive. Definitely pumped up. I could do another set. Definitely having a blast. You know, having a blast.
And Steve, before we get out of here, just show the public the fact that these guys are carrying their own gear and they're doing the hard work.
Paying the price, starting all over again. Building a band from the ground up. 3 times the charm.
Sal, I want to thank you so much for coming tonight, delivering the goodness here in New York City.
Thanks for coming to the show.
Of course, man.
Spread the good word.
Oh, you know we got you, man. And thank you so much, as I said before, for everything you've done for the scene so many years and still doing it. And not for the money, as you said before, but for the love of music, man.
If it wasn't for the support of my wife and, you know, my daughter and family and, you know, telling me to keep at it, I wouldn't be here. You know, it's...
La familia.
Yeah, well, yeah, you know. My wife was there from the beginning when I started doing this whole thing. After at that time we had just met. I was going through a divorce, so yeah, she dealt with a lot.
All right, we gotta sign off because we gotta pack this gear up before we get towed away. But if you're watching this, make sure if you haven't yet, check one of the best records of 2011 by a person named Death. Of course, Sal Abruscato, Johnny Kelly, but most importantly, check the album out. Yes.